intimidation or control over the other, repeated physical assaults, threats, humiliation. Hold the bully accountable by helping them see and understand pain, and he or she is taking responsibility. Can also mean walking away from family to find peace. A woman in her 30s describes emotional abuse from her older brother. He spread lies about her to their parents growing up, making her seem manipulative. She internalized guilt and struggled with depression and boundaries. In therapy, she learned to reclaim her narrative. What are the warning signs and intervention and healing? Warning signs or red flags include one sibling exerting dominance, intimidation or control over the other, repeated physical assaults, threats, humiliation. Victim is overly secretive or anxious in presence of the abusive sibling. Parents or caregivers dismiss or minimize complaints. Siblings fight. Isolation of the victim. Sibling prevent access to others. Patterns continuing into adulthood. When do you intervene? If physical harm is occurring, if the victim is depressed, suicidal or self-harming, if the sibling relationship is impeding daily functions like school, work and relationships, involvement of professionals like a family therapist, social workers, child protective services is needed. Healing starts when we name it, when we stop calling abuse rivalry, when we stop excusing cruelty as just how siblings are. For survivors, recovery can include parents resolving conflicts by providing teachable moments where children consider another person's perspective and negotiate differences. These important social skills, when mastered in childhood, becomes the blueprint to aid conflict resolution in adulthood with siblings, peers, and romantic partners. Parents can and should stop bullying by putting in place a family culture that does not tolerate aggression but help children learn emotional regulation. Minimize jealousy by ensuring each child receives recognition and love. Cultivating empathy in children by identifying kind, loving behaviors and encourage collaborations over competition. Hold the bully accountable by helping them see and understand pain, and he or she is taking responsibility for his or her actions. Consequences should be enforced, such as loss of privileges and compulsory apology, so children understand that manipulation and bullying is unacceptable behavior. Furthermore, we can have healing approaches like therapy, trauma-informed therapy, EMDR, internal family systems, boundary and safety plans, limiting or ending contact when needed. Narrative work, reclaiming one's story beyond the abused sibling. Support networks, peer groups, survival communities. Family therapy when safe and appropriate, but only if the abusive sibling is held accountable and the victim is not re-traumatized. Self-care and empowerment, reclaiming autonomy, rebuilding trust, affirming one's voice. These are ways to bring about healing. Setting boundaries can also mean walking away from family to find peace. It also means reclaiming your story. You are not what they called you. You are not the fight you survived. You are the person who kept their light alive, even in the dark. Forgiveness, if it comes, doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from carrying their shadow. Rivalry is often normal, but when persistent harm is involved, it becomes abuse. Historical and modern examples show the breadth and depth of sibling conflict. The consequences are profound, but healing is possible. Listeners, viewers, think about your sibling relationships. Is there insecurity, control, fear, or harm beneath the surface? If so, what small step can you take towards safety, conversation, or healing? My promise for next episode will be perhaps an interview with a survivor or expert, or a listener question and answer on sibling trauma. If today's episode resonated with you, please remember you are not alone. Sibling abuse is real. It's painful and it's survivable. Healing is possible. Healing is possible when you speak, seek support, and believe your story matters. If you or someone you know is experiencing family violence, reach out to local helplines or organizations like Childline, Refuge, or Mind UK. Your safety matters. Be safe and be positive. And don't forget to check out our social media handles. Thank you. Bye for now.